Okay, imagine this. The kid who couldn't sit still in class. The one who kept asking, what if, until the teacher rolled their eyes. The adult who zones out in meetings and suddenly connects two completely unrelated ideas that blow everyone's mind. History is full of these people. They got criticized, labeled as troublemakers, daydreamers, or just too much. But quietly, they invented the light bulb, cracked the secrets of the universe, and pushed humanity forward in ways no one saw coming. Thomas Edison, he was called addled by teachers and struggled with focus. Albert Einstein daydreamed through school, hated rigid rules, and thought in wild visual pictures instead of straight math at first. These weren't flaws. They were signs of a brain wired differently, a brain that thrives on divergent thinking. Today, science has a clear name for it, and if you've ever felt like your mind doesn't follow the straight path everyone else takes, this video might just explain why that's not a bug. It's the feature that could change everything for you. Stick with me because we're diving into 10 powerful signs that your brain might be built for divergent thinking. We'll mix real stories, brain science, and what it actually means for your life. By the end, you'll see your restlessness, your weird connections, and your love for open questions in a whole new light. Let's jump in. Sign number 1. You almost never stop at just one answer. Most people hear a question and hunt for the single right one. But your mind, it explodes with options. One idea branches into 5, then those branch again. It's not indecision or overthinking, it's your mind exploring possibilities like a tree growing in every direction. Psychologists call this divergent thinking, generating lots of unique ideas from one starting point instead of narrowing down to one safe solution. Back in the 1950s, researcher J.P. Guilford showed that this isn't the same as regular intelligence. You can be average on a standard IQ test, but still produce breakthrough ideas because your brain is an idea-generating machine. If you've ever frustrated someone by saying, "But what about these other ways?" Yeah, that's this in action. Sign 2. You spot connections that make other people tilt their head in confusion. You read something about how ants organize their colonies, and suddenly you're thinking about how that applies to team dynamics at work, or even cryptocurrency networks. Biology to business to music, your brain jumps across domains like it's the most natural thing. This is called remote association, and psychologist Sarnoff Mednick studied it deeply. Creative minds have looser filters. They don't shut down far-out links as quickly as others do. Their brains stay open to patterns most people miss because everyday thinking narrows things down for efficiency. It's why inventors and artists often feel their best work feels obvious once it clicks, because in their world, those dots were always meant to connect. Sign 3. Your questions make rooms go quiet in that awkward way. Not because you're being difficult, but because you naturally challenge the invisible rules. Why do we even do it this way? Or what happens if we flip the whole assumption on its head? Convergent thinkers, the ones who love clear rules and quick answers, can feel disrupted by that. But for you, it's pure curiosity. Divergent minds don't swallow premises whole. They examine the frame itself. Think about how many world-changing ideas started with someone brave enough to ask the uncomfortable question. That's not rebellion. That's your brain doing what it was built for, refusing to accept that's just how it is. Sign 4. Your greatest ideas show up at the weirdest moments. In the shower, while driving with the music loud, at 3 a.m. when you should be sleeping, or mid-conversation about something totally unrelated. This isn't coincidence. Neuroscience points to the brain's default node network, the system that lights up when you're not laser-focused on a task, when your mind is wandering, resting, or daydreaming. Studies show this network is a hotspot for creative insights and novel connections. When you step away from forcing the problem, your brain keeps working in the background, linking ideas in fresh ways. That's why taking a break often solves what hours of staring at a screen couldn't. Your restlessness isn't wasting time, it's your brain's secret incubation period. Sign 5. You think in pictures, metaphors, and stories more than bullet point logic. While others build step-by-step arguments, your mind reaches for analogies. This feels like a river changing course, or what if we treated the problem like a character in a novel? This isn't less serious, it's a different architecture. Einstein himself described his early thoughts on relativity as vivid visual imaginings and thought experiments, not cold equations at first. Many scientific leaps and artistic masterpieces began exactly like this, a metaphor that unlocked everything. If linear lists feel boring but a good story or image lights you up, your divergent brain is probably at work. Sign 6. Boredom hits you like a truck, and it's not laziness. Repetitive tasks, repetitive routines, or just follow the instructions environments drain you fast. You crave novelty, fresh challenges, new patterns to play with. Research links this to dopamine sensitivity and a higher need for stimulation. Divergent thinkers often have brains that hunger for variety to stay engaged. Routine feels like mental quicksand because your neurology is wired for exploration, not repetition. This can make traditional school or 9-to-5 jobs feel like torture, but it also explains why so many innovators and entrepreneurs thrive in chaotic, fast-changing fields. Your boredom is actually a signal. Time to find something worthy of your mind's energy. Sign 7. Unexplored ideas leave you with this weird, lingering sense of loss. Someone floats a cool concept in conversation, everyone nods and moves on. But it sticks with you. It feels like a missed opportunity, a path not walked, potential left hanging. For divergent thinkers, ideas aren't just dots, they're living possibilities. Your brain registers them with real emotional weight. That grief isn't drama, it's your mind's way of valuing what could be. Channel it right, and it becomes fuel to actually explore those ideas others let go. Sign 8. Uncertainty doesn't freak you out the way it does for most people. While others rush to close open loops and hate gray areas, you can sit comfortably with ambiguity. We don't know yet feels exciting rather than stressful. Psychologists call this tolerance for ambiguity, and it's a hallmark of creative cognition. It lets you stay in the messy middle long enough for truly original solutions to emerge. In a world obsessed with quick certainty, this ability to hold space for the unknown is a genuine superpower, especially in complex problems like science, art, or building something new. Sign 9. You've probably been labeled unfocused, scattered, or not serious enough. School systems, workplaces, even some social circles reward convergent thinking. One right answer, one efficient path, follow the rules. When your brain naturally wanders sideways, generates alternatives, or questions the setup, it gets misread as a problem. But it's not a personal failure, it's a mismatch. Divergent minds don't fit neatly into boxes designed for convergence. Recognizing this frees you from self-doubt and helps you seek environments where your style shines. Innovation labs, creative projects, startups, research, or artistic pursuits. Sign 10. You're secretly pulled towards messy, unsolved, impossible-looking problems. Where others see overwhelming chaos, you feel space, room to roam, to experiment, to generate sideways solutions. That's why divergent thinkers have always clustered in fields like science, entrepreneurship, philosophy, design, and the arts, places where the question matters as much as the answer, and structure is something you create, not just follow. Here's what most people get wrong about divergent thinking. It's not a fixed type or rare talent. It's a cognitive style, a way your brain naturally plays with open-ended problems. J.P. Guilford's work showed it's separate from general intelligence. You don't need to be a genius on paper to create extraordinary things. You just need to generate more from what you already know. If several of these signs hit home, the restlessness, the connections, the comfort with maybe, the frustration with boxes, don't see it as something to fix. See it as a lens to understand yourself better. The real game changer? Learning to work with your brain instead of against it. Schedule unstructured time for mind wandering. Capture ideas no matter when they hit. Pair your divergent strengths with some convergent habits when it's time to execute. Surround yourself with people and projects that value exploration. History didn't change because of people who followed instructions perfectly. It changed because of minds that couldn't stop asking, connecting, and imagining. If this resonated, drop a comment. Which sign felt most like you? And if you're ready to stop fighting your brain and start harnessing it, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We're exploring more about unlocking hidden potential in future videos. You've got a powerful mind. The world needs more of what it can create. Go explore those possibilities. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.